buddies, no black pills, no black pill blobs, no yoga instructors, and EU fundamentalists. We are Star Wars fans. We don't live in our head canon. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about something I know has been getting out there right now about the Samba TV numbers. Now, they posted their numbers a couple of nights ago, and I haven't really been able to do a lot because it's fall. I get busy at this time of year. I'm already buying Christmas ornaments. I've got to go through my outdoor lights for the outside. I got to test them to see what I need to buy. Everything has to be looked at to see what I have to go to the store for and replace. That's what this is about. But this is my favorite time of year. Ordered my Thanksgiving turkey, and I actually have just received. I left it in the garage. A 7.5 foot pencil tree that I'm going to turn into a gun tree. And I have a ton of gun ornaments now. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Anyway, let's start to the first topic. Just some other guy. The black pills like to say it's unreliable when it indicates something they don't like, but are quick to sing its praises when it backs their narrative. Yeah, yeah. So what's wrong with this? Why are these numbers not right? Samba TV only counts smart TVs. Your TV. I think almost everybody in the country has a smart TV. They don't count your phone, your iPad or similar device, your computer, your Fire Stick, or Roku. Okay, so, and I watched, and I'm going to assume a lot of you watched, the Ahsoka series either on your phone or on your iPad. Okay, now I watch it on TV in the morning when my husband's gone because when he goes to sleep at like 8 o'clock at night, but he has to get up at 4. So he wants to get a good night's sleep. And because, I mean, that great room is where the TV is, it can be incredibly loud. Okay. It can be incredibly loud too. And you can hear it very easily through the floor in the bedroom. In fact, I gotta tell you this. When we first moved here, you'd be asleep and all of a sudden you hear the TV on. And it would scare the hell out of you because it sounds like there's someone talking downstairs. So you peek your head around the corner and the TV's on. It starts making you think of all kinds of weird stuff. It hasn't happened since, but the reason why I think it did happen is I would exit out of a movie or a TV show from one of the services that I was watching, and I think the TV would come back on. It would exit out of it, and the TV would just automatically come back on. It's like 3 in the morning, which is the demonic witching hour, according to the church. It scare the hell out of you, because you've already got 2 paranoid people living here. And in this day and age, God knows. I mean, so anyway, but the reason why I don't watch it on TV when these pop up is because I think I'm going to start getting Star Wars streaming shows, except for Andor, and I'm going to leave the sound off, but stream it anyway on the TV and my phone. Okay, just cause. So anyway, yeah. So if you're using Samba to back your ignorant opinion, you're wrong. Okay, you're not right at all. And it is very interesting to me seeing how people are doing that now. I really wasn't going to say anything, but when inside the Magic Kingdom, that fan blog, there's a fangirl on there who's one of their writers. she started going off on it. But she's a Raylo. Of course she wants Dave and John to fail. And the reason why is because they're terrified that the sequel trilogy is going to go away. All right, now, if you can watch Ahsoka and still insist that all roads lead to the sequel trilogy, you're a fucking idiot. Okay? You're a fucking idiot. All right? I don't care what people think. It is time to look at people and say, did you even watch it? But again, there are tests now out there that say people who spend so much time playing games on the internet, video games, and just streaming, doing, surfing, cannot read facial cues. They cannot read emotions. They don't. They can't. They don't. If you look at them and you're angry, they don't understand what it means. Okay, if you look at them like they don't get it. And I think a lot of what's going on is the fact of the matter is people are unable to keep their to have a long-term attention span. And I think the internet, a lot of other things have in games have really put that in place. So you can have someone who's a fierce gamer watch Ahsoka and say it's slow, and it's not slow. And what the fuck are you talking about? When I say Andor slow, it is slow. I mean, that show is slow. But the story is one where you're watching it going, this really sucks. Hence, the slowness is enhanced. Okay. There's really no one except for Luth and Rahl of all the characters that you care about. Okay. And the fact that it is absolutely anti-Star Wars. There you go. Okay, there you go. So when people tell you they like it, and they give you a reason because it's anti-Star Wars, that's why they like it. There's no fan service. Well, then why are you watching? You're not a Star Wars fan. Look, we live in an era where even people who want their to see Luke and Han and Leia and all the rest of that stuff get pissed off at what they call fan service. They don't know what the word means. Okay. Is fan service Luke going through a hallway decimating dark troopers? Yes, it's good fan service. Is bad fan service Mon Mothma looking like an idiot in Andor? Yes. Okay. Good fan service is Anakin Skywalker on Paradia watching Ahsoka and Sabine walk away. Okay. Good fan services is Baylan Skoll standing on the finger of the father looking at a beacon of light coming out of a mountain. Okay. The people who bitch about fan service would bitch about that. Okay. All right. Because they don't know what it is. All right. And really, when you hear people bitching about stuff like that, you got to ask them, how much do you know Star Wars? And they don't really know it. So let's talk about stuff that's going on right now. There's a guy named Jacob Suggs who is on X, Twitter X, constantly shilling for the sequel trilogy. He won't, I mean, all day long. And he goes and finds the most disgusting tropes to post just to piss people off. And then he acts like a victim. And it's like, look, dude, if you just get off of here, go beat off to Kyle Ron in the corner. I don't give a shit. Okay. He's doing it for a reason. And I've seen it. Hey, Cross. Well, if you go on X, you'll see him. Okay. Well, And you're right. I mean, I post Star Wars theory talking about his theory that Anakin Skywalker is now the father, the one, and because he is the chosen one to bring balance to the Force. And you know, the and here's the deal: it's the argument is so immature. Fans, when they go on to either a Facebook page or a YouTube channel, don't act like fucking grown-ups. They don't know what they're talking about. They act like 5-year-olds, and then they expect you to go, "Oh, I'm sorry for my opinion." Fuck you. You know, you just called me an idiot or talked down to me because I dared to repeat something, I don't know, the biggest Star Wars YouTuber out there, Star Wars Theory, said, and it's a theory I agree with. Okay? Boo fucking who. All right? I mean, it's really just, you know? But we do have a problem with it because right now it appears the Mandalorian boards and oh yeah, just some other guy. You're right about that. You know, you go to Mandalorian boards or any Star Wars boards, and apparently the Raylos or some iteration, they might not be Raylos, but they're girls, are showing up and throwing all kinds of crap out there about the sequel trilogy. I think right now somebody has told them that the sequel trilogy is in danger of being erased. And we have to go out and save it. That's why they're doing it. But they're also doing it to cause trouble. All right, look. When you look like Sam Bankman-Fried's girlfriend, who just testified against him this week, and there isn't a man on the planet that would go near you with a 10-foot pole, you're going to end up being a Raylo. You're going to end up being some non-entity who couldn't get laid if she tried, and you're gonna get obsessed with Adam fucking Driver, and there you go. All right, and that's what happened. I mean, if you look at a lot of these, you know, the Raylos back in the day, they were either single middle-aged cat ladies or bored housewives, or they were teenage girls that again look like Sam Bankman-Fried's girlfriend. Look her up. Just some other guy. I want you to find a link to her picture because it's like you can't believe a guy with $20 billion who's not attractive. But look, if you dangle a few $1 billion in front of a lot of women's faces, they would screw a cod. Okay, they would for $20 billion. Right? They just would. But this girl, oh my God, her face could crack a rock. I am not kidding. Anyway, and okay, what else is going on? So, yeah, I think that they're upping the game on their shilling for the sequel trilogy because something's going on. Now, let's talk about this. Everybody here knows who Nelson Peltz is, right? I'm going to assume. He is the guy that runs, yes, he does, Treon Partners. And last winter, in February, he started a proxy war to get people on the board of Disney, and he backed off. He backed off. Okay. He just added another $2 billion to his stake in Disney, which makes him, I think, the third biggest stakeholder, if not the biggest stakeholder in Disney now. Bigger than BlackRock and bigger than State Street or Vanguard. Okay. And he, again, is now pushing for a seat for himself or, you know, and I've got to say that you're going to see something happen at Disney. He either gets a seat and gets other seats on the board, or Iger gets pushed out. Okay, now I look at Bob Iger as being the devil we have to dance with right now. I don't hate him. Okay. I respect him. Okay. I think respect is a good thing. Okay. Because, he basically has, I don't know. He basically came back and is trying to right what he broke. Now, it's probably going to be selling ESPN, and maybe selling the Fox stuff, because that's where they lost. That's where Disney took a left turn and can't get back. All right, is the Fox thing. And of course, there's $3 billion missing, and it could be FTX. I kind of think it is, because Iger wanted to be president. He wanted to go up against. Trump, but he just didn't. He that wasn't going to happen, and it's not going to happen now. So, my thing is, watch what Peltz does. If there's a proxy war going on, we could see Iger gone. Okay, and again, I know, and I don't think Nelson Peltz would ever underestimate anybody. He's been at this game far too long, and he knows the score. He understands what they need to do. So, excuse me, I'm not too worried about Mr. Peltz. So we'll see what happens. Now, Kennedy, because I know you guys are curious. The last time Frank, her potted geranium, was on Instagram, he posted a picture of Positano, which is on the Amalfi Coast, and it's a beautiful little town. It's a tourist trap. It's gorgeous. From a boat. And a couple of days later, he posted another picture of the island of Capri, which is kind of on the other side of Italy. So what I think they're doing, and it's looks like it's from a boat. It could be from land too. So I am going to say that they're in Europe. I've been told she's basically retired. I can just hear the group of howling YouTube morons screaming right now at me, and I'm like, fuck you. Okay. If she's still at Lucasfilm, you guys can jump in. Should she be not working? Okay. All right. So she's in Italy or Europe doing something, partying like a rock star with her potted plant. What else is going on? Yeah. And do you remember when Sparrow reported to Cameron that, I know. Well, money changes everything, and it's all about money, and it's all about being insecure, which they are, and I'm not. Okay. So, do you remember when Cameron said that Sparrow had reported to him that they were happy with the Ahsoka numbers, and that they're looking for they're actually getting winding up to do season 2. Deadline, in its review of Ahsoka, basically reiterated that fact. Okay, Deadline said that's what's going on. So Cameron was right on that. Yeah, it was. It was really different. That was 2018, 2017. and we didn't realize how bad the rot was and how bad it was going to get. Um, you know, we all believed that when Ryan Johnson said he was going to subvert expectations, that he was going to subvert actually Star Wars. You know, I mean, look, it was a different era. You know, when you get 5 years out from something, you might as well be in a different era. Okay, that's historical. That's historical. We're in a different cycle now. And you know, I really do think that this shit with Gina Carano, and she's every much to blame as Kennedy is. All right. If she had kept her mouth shut, she would have had her show. Okay. And you know, I don't think the black pills would have much to stand on. Okay. But because they simp for a fat Italian chick, there you go. Okay, there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm not taking that back either. You know, I defended Gina. I stood up for her. You can look at the videos that I put up. I was outraged. I left Disney Plus. I quit. I left my subscription that morning. And you know, I just, you know, well, look, again, just some other guys. This is about money. And as long as they can make money by staying angry, my friends, they'll do it. You know, when you have people who don't have any faith in God, they're nihilistic. They don't look at the world with any hope because nihilists don't. Okay. They're going to look at everything through a miasma of angry. Okay? Because they don't know any better. And you know, Disney not taking the bull by the horn and firing Pablo, even though I have been told by people that he's not a happy camper anymore, and there's worry about his emotional well-being. You know, to me, I see that and go, it's over. It's over. You know, and we're in October. So when did, you know, we get to hear about Kennedy's new contract? Was it 2020 or 2021? And the only reason why we knew that she even got anything was because Frank Marshall retweeted somebody at the time who was repeating what Matt Bellany from Puck said. Okay. And if you look at the way, oh yes, just yes, Pablo did that to himself. And I hate the phrase stay angry too. It's not hard to be a reasonable human being. And when all you've got is pure emotional bullshit, you know, you're not, you know, gonna do well in life. You're not gonna be a happy person. And you know, again, there's a lot of money to be made in anger. And that's why all this shit happened. You know, and I'm gonna say this. I worry about my friends in Hollywood getting deals pulled because of things going on right now in the world. And there are things to be upset about. But Ahsoka is not one of them. Okay. And I'm going to be honest. These people can say they watched Ahsoka. I don't think they did watch Ahsoka. Okay. I don't think they watched it at all. You know, and they yell at me about hating Andor because here's something weird. So a lot of these people liked Andor, but they were pissed off about Boba Fett, Mando 3, Kenobi, and Ahsoka. None of those shows had anything to do with Kennedy, but they liked Tony Gilroy's shit. You kind of look at him and go, aren't you the one that hates Kennedy? Really? You know, there's almost too much opinion out there anymore. And it's up to a discerning person to decide what they want. Do they want to be upset and stay angry? Or do they want to go, fuck this shit? That's not what's going on. Because Disney cannot survive if they don't change. Okay, it won't. That's business. Now, it looks to me that the stock prices have stabilized. I haven't seen them today, but and they're not high. They need to go up another $40. But there have been analysts on Wall Street that are saying Disney's still a good bet. All right, so just kind of sit back and watch what happens with pelts and everything. Oh yeah, I mean, look, Mike. Despite the black pills hating Dave Filoni and dragging his wife, who doesn't work at Lucasfilm, into this, who has never stuck her nose into the fan bashing, he hasn't either. You know, so they have to make up stories. And if I ever find out who made that shit up, they better have good excuses, because it's bullshit and everybody knows it. It's bullshit right on top of it. Okay. Dave has said he talks to George every day. Okay. Dave, what? He showed up at Lucasfilm in 2020, 2004. He's literally a son to George. When he talks about the lore, he out-talks everybody, okay? So when you've got some angry fanboy who is unhappy he's not getting Mara Jade, character I'm not exactly in love with. I don't like her. I don't like the way she treated Luke. I think that if they change her character to something a little less bitchy, we could actually go somewhere with it. But they're not going to get this, they're not going to get that. You know, a bitch about not taking the EU and copying it verbatim. You can't anyway. Okay, look, there are good characters in the sequel trilogy, like Lor San Tekka. You can take those characters out of that, put them into something that works. Okay, how's that one? All right, anyway. I gotta go. My husband's gonna come home. Yeah, I think her being a Jedi works. I think her being an apprentice to Luke would work. I don't think her being a girlfriend of his works. George did not look at him in that, didn't want him to have that romantic connection. Luke is rebuilding the Jedi. You know, as one of the memes I've seen recently, it said, if Thrawn's worried about Ahsoka, just wait, being Anakin's apprentice, wait till he meets his son. Okay? All right? Now, before I go, I have a theory, and it's, if you think about it, you're going to die laughing, which is part of my plan here. What if the death of the daughter and the father by the dagger of Mortis caused Aboleth to escape? And she has been. What if she's the cause of all the crap in the sequel trilogy? And what an ironic thing that she's a she. When you think about that, what would that be a comment on? And, considering we are going to get the Mortis gods, even though, you know, there are semi-retarded morons on Facebook or who are like, we're not, don't call them gods. Well, that's what they're called, the ones. Okay. I don't like the three unifying theory. You're not writing Star Wars, okay? Just being immature assholes. I honestly think that it could be Anakin calling to Balin and Ahsoka. Okay? Because I absolutely agree with Star Wars theory that Anakin is probably taking the role of the father. Okay? So what's going on here? Think about the chaos in the galaxy. Think about the chaos at Lucasfilm. Who caused it? A woman. Kathy Kennedy. The Aboleth. And it would be kind of a hilarious kind of fuck you to her in the end if they actually went that way. Think about it. All right. If Aboleth is loose, Anakin and Ahsoka and whoever is, maybe the son himself, whatever, have to go and put her back where she came from and make sure she can't escape. And because she can alter time, Aboleth can manipulate people to do what they shouldn't do. Aboleth can she literally can be a leader. She literally can put herself into a position of as a human, as like a sentient being like us. But she's an agent of chaos, and that's what she brings. And look what's going on right now in the galaxy. Okay, so I gotta go because Rudy's gonna be here soon. So I want to do a live video to say hey, and I will see you guys around the galaxy. Have a good weekend, and avoid crowds today. With all this shit going down, just, and if you carry, concealed carry. I did in the park today. I took the dog for a walk, and a big, huge white-tailed buck scared the shit out of us. He came blasting out of the weeds and went flying across the trail, and he was enormous for this area. I mean, pretty good-sized rack for this area. I was like, oh my God. Well, look, what a send-off for her. And what a comment on the sequel trilogy, right? Anyway, I gotta go. So, you guys marinate in that. And I'm gonna go do some stuff with my husband and go to my wine tasting. See you guys around the galaxy.